My name is Carolyn Heiliger Graham. I am a senior partnership manager here with Learning Genie. I am joined by William Kaye. He is the cultural and dual language liaison specialist for Utah Davis Head Start and Early Head Start. I'm also joined by my colleague Mary Grace Romo. She is one of our consultants here at Learning Genie. Some of you may have met her, or you may have met me at some of our Head Start conferences. We typically travel a lot together. Mary Grace is also a former Head Start director as well. And then we also have Christina. She's part of our marketing team. She's one of the magical people that work behind the scenes to make this all work. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started, but I'm going to get started by really introducing who William is. So as I mentioned, William Kaye, he's the cultural and dual language liaison specialist for Utah Davis Head Start and Early Head Start. He coordinating strategies to strengthen connections among children, families, teachers, social workers, and administrative staff. He also serves as the Learning Genie agency owner for Utah Davis Head Start, leading the effective implementation of the platform to overcome language barriers, enhance communication, family engagement, and support the program's annual in-kind goals. He holds a bachelor's degree in industrial organizational psychology and a master's degree in human resource management from Colorado State University, graduating with honors and receiving recognition from the Delta Mu Delta International Honor Society. His experience focuses on developing organizational strategies and improving processes with inclusive work environments. William is the proud father of Valerie, Jared, and Aaron. He enjoys mountain biking, playing pickleball. I have to get to that one day, and spending quality time with his family. He's married to his wife, Katerin, and they celebrated their 20th wedding anniversary this year. So that's like amazing, William.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
And so without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Carlin. Such a pleasure to be here, and thank you, all of you, for all the efforts and all logistics and all these technologies issues that we have sometimes. So thank you. I saw the chat, and I saw that we have people from um, Florida, California. So if you can type your job title, I would like to see that as well. That would be amazing that we can, share that with everybody. So so far, how many people do we have? 151? Yep,
Yes, yes. So we have about, I think it's about 146 attendees, and then include us as panelists, that brings us up.
perfect. So let me start telling you a story. Um, it's it's amazing when we have challenges in life, when we try to find solutions to, you know, things that we can change and we can just do different things. So this is me, that picture over there. 2022, when I just came to Head Start, I got a challenge from my supervisor. She said, you know what, we've been trying several tools, we've been trying to do our best, nothing is working. We need to change, we need to do, different things to get different results. So I need you to create a plan. I need you to find something that is going to change our program and the way we connect with parents and we increase family engagement. So that was such a challenge, let me tell you. I was thinking, I have some ideas. I know that we already had a Learning Genie contract, and it was, a good tool, but it was just new. So I started to make a plan and train myself and try to see how are we going to apply this to our program? How are we going to increase family engagement and all what I said? And it was very, very challenging. And she said, you have my, green light. You can just um, set a committee and we will work together on this. So that was really, really great experience because I know you are probably some of you are having the same challenge right now, trying to find a tool, try to find what it's right for your program based in your necessities. And I know how you feel. I know that it's hard sometimes to, collect the data and, try to do your best. It's hard. So the first thing that I was pondering and thinking is, okay, so I need to make a connection. That was something so important, make a connection, and I need to build bridges. That is like my big logo in my position because I'm in the middle of everyone. I'm a liaison between the staff, teachers, family service workers, parents, and community resources. So I report next to the director, and it was very, very challenging. So think about this. Watch these images. I love those. Making a connection and building bridges. The only way to be able to make a big change in your agency, it's when you connect with people first, and then you build bridges or you get tools so we can just connect each other and we can keep working together. So this is something that I really wanted to tell you, that is that I understand you. I know how you're feeling. I know that it's hard to, find the right solution or tool, but you will get there. I'm going to share my story. I'm going to share some stories. I'm going to share my experiences, and I hope we have such a great time today. So, um, next, let's go for a pull question number one. I would like to know, what's your biggest challenge now? Like, what are you um, trying to get? Where are you trying? Where do you want to go? So would you please take only, let's say, Caroline, probably 1 minute or
Yeah,
two
let's give them
minutes?
a minute since we have
Yeah,
a pretty
one
large
minute
crowd.
just to respond that and share with us what is your biggest challenge right now. Oh wow, limited parent participation. Well, that's a good one. Yeah, same thing that was happening to us. Language or cultural barriers. Yeah, that's good. That capacity, very good. So parent participation is the big piece here, huh? Well, thank you guys. Thank you for that.
William, we
Yeah.
even have some people that wrote in the chat as
Oh
well.
yeah, I cannot see
Um,
the chat. Would you help me with that,
yeah,
please?
I will
I'm
help
sorry.
you. That's no
Yeah,
worries, no
sorry.
worries. So, male involvement, time commitments, and then
Uh-huh.
staff not taking the time to learn the tool of Learning Genie. And one of the things I will say, yes, we're talking about Learning Genie, but this is also giving you a mindset when you're thinking of any platforms that you're
Yeah,
introducing to your agency. These are just some helpful tools. So, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm going to go ahead and stop the poll share so you can
yeah,
continue.
perfect. Okay. So thank you guys for answering that. I can have a better vision now. So this is what we're going to cover today. This is our agenda for today. We're going to talk about overcoming family engagement challenges with the staff. Also, we're going to mention something about, parents there, which is very important. We're going to talk about inclusive communication and breaking language barriers. That is something that probably some of your programs are facing. Tools and resources tailored to strengthen families' partnerships. Then we're going to talk about this one is one of my favorites. So the ones in blue are my favorite. Annual in-kind donations, successful strategies for Head Start and early Head Start. And then we're going to talk about impressions, questions, or comments that you can leave us in the chat. Okay. So that's our webinar today. Let's keep going. So congratulations and happy birthday to Head Start. Probably some of you had the opportunity to go to the National Head Start Conference. That was amazing. I was there. I saw Caroline. I saw Mary. It was just amazing to see all of you there. But something that I want to talk about this logo, and I really like this logo, it's 60 years of results. So results are the most important things when we're talking about families and children. We need to change their life. We want to share everything with them. We want them to be successful in life, and Head Start is making a huge change in people's life. So results are one of the most important things. And guess what? Just read with me in your mind this great statement from Thomas Jefferson. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. So I'm telling you this because we can't keep running Head Start pretending to be in the 90s. And some of the things that are really, really difficult is when we face changes. So we cannot pretend to run the program based on paper or Excel or things that we did in the past. We need to find different solutions. Um, for years, people think that if I'm here for 20 years in Head Start, I've been here for 25 years, so you cannot tell me what to do. You cannot come and change the things because this is working from probably 1999 or 98. So, I mean, I'm not gonna change that. So don't worry. It's normal to hear that, but we need to do something different to get different results. Think about that during this webinar. Think about the things that you need to change and think out of the box. Think about the things you need to change in your program. Learn about your necessities. So this is really important, and I want you to um, think that we're in a digital generation. We are not in a paper generation. People don't like paper anymore. Guess what? When you send an email, more than 2 or 3 paragraphs, they won't read it. So it's really important to know that we are facing a digital era. It's different, okay? So let's talk about some strategies to overcome family engagement challenges, and let's talk about the staff. The first one is that we need to assess and recognize the needs of your program. This is something that we did from the beginning and from my work line. Think about your necessities. Think about how many families you're serving. Think about the children you're serving. Um, so the first thing is I want you to think about it or invite you this morning is create a vision. What do you have in mind? Where do you want to get? Define your objectives. Engage stakeholders. That is so important. You cannot imagine. Um, it's hard when a director of an agency or a manager or I mean the name you have for your supervisor is not involved in changes. So this is something that is really, really important. You need to engage stakeholders, prioritize needs, and create an action planning. And when creating an action planning, I'm talking first about the staff, because if you don't create a plan for your staff and you don't follow the next step that I'm going to show you right now, it won't be possible. So the second one is create an internal marketing strategy. You know about marketing, you know about digital marketing now. When you open your social media, they're, selling you everything. So this is the digital marketing, but now we're going to create an internal marketing strategy. That means that you need to believe first to yourself that your agency needs a change or a new tool implementation. It's you need to be aware of that. Like we've been doing this for years. Let's search. Let's find out something different. There's several tools around right now, and technology. It's amazing, but you need to know that some of those tools are created for Head Start and some of those tools are not. So sometimes that happened to us. We lost thousands of dollars trying before like 3 or 4 applications, and it was very, very painful for parents, for teachers, for the staff, for everyone. So we need to find something that you believe it first, and then they will believe it, so they can be engaged and we can navigate through that app. We cannot change like every year applications and things like that. So let me share a secret with you. I have a secret, and this is for your internal marketing strategy. Sell the why to your staff or team. If you don't sell the why, they won't get it. They won't do it. When you explain the why to a human, you can change that human's behavior. It's the only way. When you explain the reasons, when you explain the why. Sometimes we just go straight to the what we need to do, what we need to find, what we need to achieve at the end of the year. But when you explain the why to your staff or to parents or to any human that you're working with, then they will be committed to that change or to the things you want to implement. And also, you need to explain the benefits to the staff. Hey, this is going to be easier for you. You're going to have a better, experience working here. You're going to you don't need to scan papers. You don't need to write. You don't need to, it's different things that we can implement, but you need to believe it yourself first. You cannot say, let's do this because this is what I think is the best and that's it. No, you need to explain the why and they need to be on board with you, even parents, staff, everyone. But you need to start with um, your team, with your staff. If you don't start with them, parents won't believe it because finally they are the ones getting the messages to parents or instructions. Okay. So the third one, it's building the ideal team. This is so important, guys. Finding the right human talent to implement digital tools, for example, Learning Genie in our case, which is my experience, it's gonna make a huge difference. So, you need to find a person that is willing to work with technology or data analytics or, a graphic designer, or you need to find someone that is related and that they're passionate for that. Be clear and follow up on the processes and make corrections. It's okay to make mistakes. You're learning. So we're all learning, but we need to stop, think about, about what we've been doing, then make corrections and check your vision again, check your objectives, and check your action planning. So those three things, in my experience, is the best point to start. If you believe in yourself, if you find the right tool for your agency, then you share that with your stakeholders, and then you create an internal marketing strategy. It's going to change your agency and they're going to be open mind. That's a miracle when you explain the why and when you can see what changes are. Okay. So the next topic that we're going to talk about, it's inclusive communication. That means breaking language barriers. Some of your agency probably um, don't agents don't have families from different cultures or first generation families, but still, even working with Native American families or American families, you need to break the language barrier. That means find a way to contact them and keep that communication channel open every single day so they feel that they belong to the program. That is so important. So I love this statement. Inclusive communication aims to ensure that everyone, listen to this, everyone, regardless of their language, culture, gender, age, or ability, can understand and participate fully. And I'm talking about parents in Head Start. I'm not just talking about first generation families coming to the United States and then, trying to learn the language or dual language learners. I'm talking about all the families we're serving. So this is
Hold on.
something,
I'm so sorry.
yeah,
I just wanted to jump in real quick because Samantha Wilson had put in the chat, and it's kind of directly what you're
okay,
talking about, specifically about gender. And she said it's hard to get the fathers at the visit. This is one of her
yeah.
struggles. And when they do come, it's hard to get them involved in the lesson. Sometimes the mom wants to cook and clean and just have you teach. It has to get redirected often. And so she mentioned that was one of her struggles as well.
Well, that's amazing. And let me tell you how we are, trying to get fathers and, the male figure in our program. Every time we enroll a family in our program, we try to say that it's kind of mandatory that also the dad and the mom, they have the application of Learning Genie. And this is the best bridge we have built so they can be involved. They are receiving our flyers or information. They're texting with teachers. So we have mom and dad. This is not only mom. And we can see if dad is participating in our program because the application allow us to know if dad is answering the chats, if dad it's communicating with teachers. And also we have a program that is father involved in Head Start children education, which is amazing. And they get all the information and notifications through the app. Like Dad Take Me Fishing. We have like 70% of our activities during the year that we send through Learning Genie and we create, it's related to fatherhood involvement. Like right there, that my dad is with me. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a couple minutes. But this communication, we need to break that communication barrier that sometimes are with dads, only mom is involved. But we know in our data analytics through Learning Genie, when dad is involved and mom is also involved. So it's not only mom. So this is really nice because we can see how many classes fathers are involved, and we keep working with the ones that are not involved in the app. So we last year we have 90 or 95% of the dads involved because we're taking time to analyze those data and see the texting and follow up on that. Is that okay, Caroline? You think is good my answer?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. In our case, in
Um,
yeah,
it looks,
go ahead.
it,
Yeah.
it looks like Julia Maldonado mentioned it sounds like we need to gather more information on the interest of fathers to give them interest-based activities for them with their children.
Correct. So what we do is that we balance activities during the year. In fathers, we have probably 70 and 30% are for the whole family. So we need to create. We have a person here that is in charge of that, but we use this application to create like a big channel so we keep getting in touch with fathers, with daddies. So that is really important for us. Okay, let me tell you about our experience here in Davis Head Start, Utah. We have families from Afghanistan. We have families from Pakistan. We have families from Africa. We have refugees from Africa, different parts of Africa. We have, of course, 80% of our families, first generation families, are from Latin America, Spanish speaking families. We have families from South Korea. Can you imagine that? We have from Brazil. And we have such a perfect cultural inclusion program here in our program, and breaking the language barrier first, as I mentioned, it's with American families. We need to break that not language but communication barriers, because they need to keep in touch with us. But talking about first generation families, we have we had this problem before. We couldn't find a way to communicate with parents. So let me tell you a quick story. We had a mom, I remember 2 years ago. She came from Afghanistan as a refugee. She was so overwhelmed with the language. She couldn't understand anything. They were suffering. When a person is not able to communicate, then social and you will get different difficulties, and you feel really, really bad. So this mom wasn't able to, express herself, tell us our necessities. And that was so, so, so difficult. So using the Learning Genie text module, I'm going to tell you how we did this. This mom was so happy. She was crying when she saw that the application Learning Genie was able to set up her own native language. She was crying. She was crying. She was telling us how meaningful was for her just to understand in a different alphabet, different things that she will never understand. And right now she's reading her own native language, and she was able to understand the activities, was able to understand what teachers were sending her and messaging and communication, and it was just amazing. Let me tell you, this is such a great story. So we broke the language barriers with using the texting um, module of Learning Genie. And I'm gonna show you how. we did it. So first of all, we serve 174 first-generation families connected and texting. This is our case. I'm just telling you my experience, my story. Probably you have less, it's okay, but this is what we have so far. Second, Learning Genie support text translation up to 243 languages. Whatever Google Translate is capable to do, Learning Genie text module is it's able to translate. Or parent-program communications. Texting with teachers and families advocates keeps families included and instantly informed in their language. Let me tell you this. We created a plan with teachers in early Head Start. We have early Head Start and Head Start that there's a module called family engagement where they have the baby's routines. They have bottle time, diaper change, feeding time, playtime. They have all the routines in that module. So they're texting their parents with pictures and the routines the babies are doing in the exact, instantly right there, and parents are connected the whole day. Can you imagine a mom just dropping off her baby or a mom, let's say 1 year and a half? She's so worried. She doesn't know what's going on. She will be working the whole day. But now she's getting all these pictures and reports and all the routines. It's been amazing because they're able to connect daily with parents and in their own language. That's amazing. And the third one is that Learning Genie messages are secure, are encrypted, and protect privacy, and only supervisors will, see the messages and make sure that teachers and parents are having a good experience when they're texting and talking to each other. Any questions so far, Caroline? Like, do we have any
Yes, we
comments?
actually do have
Go ahead.
someone
Go
raise
ahead.
their
Go ahead.
hand,
Yeah.
Tefania Wingfield. We can go ahead and unmute you if you would like so that you can answer your question. Looks like we added you, so if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question, you can.
What's her name?
Tefania Wingfield?
Okay.
Tefania, are you there? You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Or I don't know if it was an accident. It might have been an accident.
Yeah, probably, huh?
Okay. All
Okay.
right. No worries. If you all have any questions, oh, it was accident. What we'll do, because I know William has a few more slides to go through, we're going to have a little Q&A session at the end. So put your questions in the Q&A
Yeah,
section, and then we'll answer them at the end.
correct. So
Thank
this is our experience. Thank you, Caroline. This is the way we're doing it right now. Um, this is for first generation families, but also for just American families that we need to break communication barriers. That is one of the first things that we need to think about, and it's part of or should be part of our plan. Okay. So this is our data. Let me show you our data. Look, um, Davis Head Start and in Head Start and Early Head Start, we have the two-way communications data. So you can go to Learning Genie to the Data Hub and you can see what's going on in your program with communication. So look at the numbers: 383,060 32 messages, and we have in total translation count 81,000. That's a lot. In early Head Start, our program it's smaller, it's shorter. We have 42,000, more than 42,000 um, messages sent between teachers, family service workers. This is amazing. This is such a miracle for us. I'm so excited about this. And we have more than 7,000 translations count for first generation families. This is really, really good. So I want to show you this data just because we've been working very, very hard, and this is part of the result. When you are when you open communication channels with parents, then you will be able to set different plans, like fathers involved in um, children education and activities and everything. So that is one of our achievements. It's really good. Okay, so going to the third topic today, let's talk about tools and resources, to strengthen those family partnerships. And we were talking about that. at the beginning, that was like the big piece of the of our cake today. So let me share with you. First, we need, as an agency, we need to create and provide a menu for parents. I'm not talking about food, a meal. I'm just talking about resources or tools that they can find, and then you will create that connection for family engagement, especially for daddies. So when you provide to parents a menu like, okay, we want parents to read 20 minutes every single day. Perfect. How are they going to do it? We're going to provide books, for example. We're going to provide a video library, which is digital books where they can just read to their kids from the phone, but they're not showing the phone to their children. But we need to provide a menu. It's so important to provide all the resources. And in our experience, Learning Genie, it's able to um, you're able to create those different menus. For example, the FISH activities, we call the FISH activities for fathers involved in children's education. So they have all these activities. They have like context. They have Daddy Take Me Fishing. It's just amazing. I'm not in charge of that, but Learning Genie is like our tool to connect with parents. The second one is we need to provide training for parents. We need to teach them how to use the app. So every time family service workers are, doing their first visit in the year, they're able to explain that we create the account, we sign up, they're able to show them how to navigate through the app. And this is a big piece of our visits. So a new tools or a new app like Learning Genie, um, it's or the one you're using, it's you need to provide training for parents. You need to provide the way we're gonna get in touch with you. You need to be clear if they have a problem, who they're gonna call, how we're gonna fix it, and this is find a way, please, to keep training parents, and this is something that will change their mind. Um, from the beginning, I saw that it's a big deal to, um, engage parents to use a new application, but explain the why. Um, it's easy. You need to find something that is friendly user. And when you practice with them, so we don't send them a paper saying this is the app and you need to download it. They will not do it. What we do is we create the account, we send invitation to their emails as soon as they get enrolled in the program, and we practice with them face to face during the home visits or even virtually how to use the app. Or also, what we do is we offer just support before calling to Learning Genie in our case. Like I'm the support person. They can call me. I can, help them to reset their passwords and everything, and it's easy. So you need to find time to provide training for parents. This is so important. We don't send papers. We created videos, tutorial videos, simple, 1 second, a reel. How to set up your Learning Genie, how to input your in-kind data, how to input your volunteer time. Easy, fast. We don't do any papers or email. Just practice with them. Okay. And the third one, create opportunities to volunteer. This is so amazing. When you create those opportunities in your program, families, activities, classroom volunteers, when they're able to understand that they have the opportunity to volunteer, they feel connected to the program. But you need to create the menu. You need to create those opportunities. You need to create time in classrooms. You need to create times in activities. You need to create connections with them so they can involve in your program. So this is something that will change the way you're doing things in your program. In our experience, this is pretty meaningful because it's been a huge change. So let's go for the poll number two. Tell me, how are you currently using technology to support family engagement?
It looks like the large majority, like most people are using a digital platform consistently. That's great.
That's great.
We use some tech tools, but inconsistently. You have a few, that's another big group. We're mostly paper-based or manual. So there's a few people that are
Oh,
paper-based or manual. I see somebody put in the chat that they do email and flyer. And then we have some that said they're actively exploring some tech options.
oh, that's good. That's
And
amazing.
and then we also have some that's not sure. I'm new to this area. So um, Kristen Nugent put in the chat, she said many of their families do not engage in the tech that we try. I went ahead and ended the poll, and I'm going to just share the results.
There we go. Yeah.
For you all. So, yeah, Kristen is mentioning her families do not engage in the tech that they try. Kristen, is it any specific? Is it just any kind of technology? Where are you all located? Because I know sometimes geographically, some places, if they're more rural, oh, they're in Vermont. Vermont. Interesting, interesting. Hmm. Have you had any, William, where they just were really reluctant, families to embrace technology, and what were some of the things that you all did?
Yeah, we did. And I totally understand your feelings, and it's so frustrated sometimes just to get that. But going back to the first point, um, check how you are implementing that in your staff. And also when you go to parents, you need to practice and you need to show them the why with them face to face. When you do it, just sending emails, probably is not they're pretty busy. They're trying to survive. They're trying to, work and do several things. But when you explain the why we need to use this tool, and in our case here in David's Head Start, this is part of our program. So what we do is we committed parents from the first day, from the first enrollment day, and we said that this is the only tool we're using to get in touch with them. If they're not able to have a cell phone, if they're not able to relate to technology, because sometimes we have grandmas taking care of their grandkids, we have open doors, we have paper, or sometimes we have, calls, but it's few cases for that, really, really few. Okay. Well, thank you for the answers.
Yeah, we
Um,
we we had a few more, and I know we're running out of time, and
yeah,
a couple more
can,
slides. So
yeah,
I'll let you keep going, and then we can kind of, for those of you all that can continue to stay on with us, we
stay
appreciate.
with us. Yeah, stay with us.
We
We
do
have a
have
time limit. Yeah,
some more fun slides and more information to share. So if you can, we appreciate it. But if not, we will actually email the presentation along with the recording for those of you.
perfect.
We'll do that.
Thanks. So going back to the last topic, oh, I'm so sad because this is ending. Our annual in-kind donations. Pay attention to these. We have 672 families. We have total children count 693, and we have 90% of our families. This year we ended up having 98 or 99. So we gather in kind the total value and look at the data and the numbers. We have at home activities. We provided the menu. We have volunteers activities, we have donations, we have father involvement. Of course, look at 73,000. Mother is even more, it's always moms are the best, but still we're working to increase that data and we're working every single day for that. So talking about in-kind, this is the way we're collecting in-kind donations every single year. And I'm going to share my secret with you. Probably Mary is very, very happy with this, but yeah, this is our secret. So,
Yes, Will, share the secret.
yeah, so I'm gonna tell a secret because we want to, um, you know, this is for families and children. This is not about David's Head Start. We we want everybody to, get um, in-kind donations because it's the way they committed to the program. One of the ways, it's not the only, but one. First, we provide books for every classroom. So we created a reading cycle. So we have around 40 books every year, different languages too. So we provide those and we have a reading cycle. Every time they read a book, they will finish, they will get a sticker, and they will get a new book and they keep reading. So the second thing is that we constantly update the video library in Learning Genie. We have a video library where you can upload digital books, and we don't record voices or anything. We just record the books with this, like a person just reading, and parents will have time to read it and try to ask questions to their children. So we have a great video library in Learning Genie for those that probably didn't get the book or didn't get the time to tell to the teacher, I need a new book. So video library is such a nice tool in Learning Genie. The third one, we have a weekly reading plan. That means 20, 50 to 100. And that's the best part. 20 minutes per day. They're committed to read 20 minutes per day. So this is something that is mandatory in our program because we want daddies, especially, to be connected to their children, reading 20 minutes before they go to bed. This is a routine plan that we have created. So they read 20 minutes, 7 days per week. That means 20, 20 minutes times seven. That will give us 140 minutes. So they don't do it, they don't go to Learning Genie and input the data every day. They do it every Sunday between 3 and 5, and they report the whole week, 140 minutes. Those 140 minutes will, um, translate in $50 per week. And if we count 50 times 4, it's $200. So with this plan that we have created, as you see, we provided the resources before, physical books, digital books, and then $200, we have been able to achieve our in-kind every year. And this is amazing. They already know 20, 50, 200, 20, 50, 200. This is like an internal marketing that we've been doing, okay?
And
And
we
yeah,
do
go
have
ahead.
one question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Jennifer is asking, she said, is this mandatory? What is the consequence for not doing this?
There's no consequences. We just sell, we don't relate on in-kind. We relate on the connection that you can make with your children when you read every single day 20 minutes. We're talking about loving books. Our internal marketing is not that you have to do it. It's the why you create a connection with your children reading 20 minutes every single day. Why, when you ask questions, what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen with this hero? Or, creating that connection in that time, the 20 minutes, we call it the sacred reading time because it'll change your child's life. It'll change it. But then we show the benefits and then we say 20, 50 to 100. And something that we explain also here, it's that the way we get the in-kind is to pay forward for next year. We are keeping a spot for a child next year. When you read with your child, think about many children that are looking for opportunities to be in Head Start. So you're paying forward because when we achieve our in-kind goals, then we will be able to keep running the program. That's our why. That's our secret. It's not only about in-kind or reading. It's about connecting with your child, creating experiences for his, life, but also you're paying forward for kids in the future. You're doing something amazing for kids in the future. So that's why we need to achieve our in-kind goals every year. That's the why. Is that answering your question?
Does
You
that
think
answer
so,
your question, Jennifer? You could put it in
Jennifer?
the and we may or may not still have them because I think
Okay.
a few people have
Okay.
left.
Perfect. And after we have the weekly reading plan, we call this sacred reading every day. We suggested at-home activities and database. So every year we upload different at-home activities with suggestions. It's not mandatory, but we provide the menu. Like we have for every single category, cognition, physical, math, we have social and emotional. In every single category, we have more than 40 activities. For example, go with your kids with your child to the park. Now, jump with him 10 times or 20 times. You're practicing numbers and you're doing physical. That um, 30 minutes, they report it and they are learning the numbers and they're jumping and they're doing physical as well. So we provide that database for them. And the last one, we'll follow up every month and in-kind approvals, family service workers, teachers are involved approving the in-kind goals, and we keep doing data analysis every single week. And we have a committee in our program where we show the data, we're able to take decisions and keep running the program in a better way. This is my secret, our experience. But guess what? We are not selfish. We love you guys. We love what you're doing. We really appreciate every single day you wake up. And I know that it's overwhelming sometimes, but you're changing children's life.
And here we have, if you'd like to request more information, you can scan this QR code and someone from our team will be in touch with you